there isn't going to be a CERT conference, the deadline is already passed, but I did sign up for it.
Okay.
And so I'll see what they have, I'll see if there's any goodies, and I'll try to pick up a lot of goodies for us.
Okay.
Alright, also in the same breath is the emergency planning, the emergency preparedness summit. And that's an annual conference. It's a bit on the pricey side. I'll let you look at it. It's $850 just to register.
Well, yeah, that is a little on the pricey side.
Yeah, and it's in San Antonio this year. I actually had enough grant money that I'm sending 4 people from my MRC unit. So someday I would love to have some money stashed aside to send you guys there.
Have you heard of the regional push for the regional CERT, like communication?
Yeah, I started hearing about that when I was over in Holden, because they're the ones that kind of started the ball rolling. They have 5 towns that have come together.
Good.
And so we'll
they're
see
the
how
ones-
where that goes.
I think it was Holden. I ran into somebody at Holden Days, I think it was, that was talking about it.
Yeah, they have like Princeton and Sterling, and
Was there a memo? Yes. Okay.
so yeah, there's a push from MEMA to get CERT teams to double up and work together with other CERT teams. Okay. Also, this one's in San Antonio. It's gonna make
That
me,
one is too?
No.
That one is, yes.
That one's gonna make me a little twitchy because it's right on Dennis's anniversaries.
Oh.
But I took a deep breath and I said, okay, I'll go.
Time to go.
Just pray that nothing crazy happens in my family.
Yeah, I know.
couldn't take another one.
No, I know.
Okay, and then there's Northeast Emergency. Do you get notices on this?
I believe so, yes.
So all the time, it's pretty much the same classes over and over again, 300, 400. Are you
Yeah,
up
I
on
see,
that
yes.
level? Yeah.
Mm.
And L101 Foundations of Emergency Management.
I've taken them all, but sometimes it's good to have a little refresher here.
Yeah. I took 101, 102. I haven't taken 3 and 5. If I take 3 and 5, then I'll get another certificate. I'll have to bring my certificate and show you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a nice certificate from MEMA. It says that I am now a certified professional manager, emergency manager. So, there were like 30 classes I had to complete. I was just looking at it and I said, I've done all this. So I took a shot in the dark and I sent it off to them. The next morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, they said, okay, congratulations.
There you go.
I was good. Didn't even know it.
Yeah.
All right, this is for the, probably the fire department. I get a lot of stuff from them. It's on pipeline facility. I would think that's more up Travis and more up, fire department. And speaking of fire department,
Oh, it's like underground pipelines or something?
Yeah.
Do we have any?
I don't know, do we?
I don't think so. I don't think we do.
Okay,
Yeah, not for natural gas.
okay. The other thing that, I wanted to bring up as an announcement is the fact that, the ESF4, which also has to do with fire department, you know what an ESS4,
No.
ESS, okay. emergency something function. I can't ever remember what the S stands for.
Sound like emergency services function or something
Something like that. So, what they did is they broke down the disasters and the response for the disaster. They broke it down. We now have 15 of the ESFs. There's 15 of them. And some of them have to do with health. Like one has to do with health. That's ESF 8, is strictly regarding, setting up health clinics and things like that. ESF 4 is fire department. What's for the police? It's up there too, 6,
Something like that.
something like that. And that has to do with security and things like that. So basically what they did is they broke it all down and into these little bits and pieces. And MEMA is also doing, they have a state plan. They spun off of the federal plan, 15 of those little things. And now they have 15 in their plan as well. So they've broken down a statewide response based on those 15 chapters. So I had taken a look, and last year, I've shared this already. I have a book at home that I put together, and I looked at it all, and I broke down a local response based on the ESF. So if we should get something like the ice storm that we had in 2008, we can pull that book out, and it gives you a brief description as to what is expected on that particular chapter, and then on the backside is a place for notes. So as people go out and respond.
Can I just ask him a question quick? Sorry.
Sure.
When somebody needs to transfer a firearm, doesn't that have to be done online
It can be done online, yes.
or do we have a form?
It can be done through a gun dealer or online.
Okay, we don't have forms here, do we?
No.
Okay, thank you.
So we do that, and the thing is, the reason why I put notes on the back of each section was documentation. If we have, the more documentation we have, and it's hard, you go out and you're responding, and all of a sudden you have to, but if you have a piece of paper on hand, scrap paper, they say anything, napkin,
Jot down whatever you can. on
Right, yeah, and then you put it all together, and that gives you your reimbursement. So, that was one of the big problems. They had Leominsters, like, people were out there doing what they could to help, but trying to pull back all that information
Right.
is difficult. And on one of the EMD, they talked about there's new badges coming. Have you seen anything on that?
I haven't.
Okay, I was hunting for they sent the slides, and I was hunting for them, hoping I could print them up before I got here, but I couldn't find them. So I'll have to look again, it's probably buried. But they have, they're putting out a new way for badges, and it's coming right from the state.
Oh, okay.
So we have to look more into that.
So will the state supply those too? Or will they need to?
I think so. I think it's gonna come through as system, a
Yeah.
software, and then you can tap into that.
Okay.
And similar to what they're doing with MA Response for healthcare workers and veterinarians and all that. They're trying to create a badge that once you sign into the MRC, then it will print out a badge for you based on the information. I don't like the badges on MA Response. The ones that I saw on the government, it said it'll be coming in the next year, so as the information comes, I'll bring it.
Okay.
But they look much better.
Yeah.
There's too many blank spaces in the one on MA Response, so I like my badges to be filled with information, like the fact that you're a registered nurse, or you're an EMT or something like that, or you're
Something
police.
that might be useful.
Yeah. kind of thing,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, I should ask Nate or Patty, reimbursement. I got notice that town was gonna, we got on the EMPG for 23. We spent 1,900 of the 2,700, and they gave me a message, they sent an email saying they were gonna send a reimbursement check of 1,900 plus. But I haven't heard anything is that they received it yet, but we did get a reimbursement for what
Well,
we
that's good.
spent. And the 24 has been filed.
Okay.
So the filings was due December 1, no, October 31st, sorry. There's another grant I'm looking at that's December 1. So that was filed on time with everything. I used the fire department, SAM number, because I've been asking these folks to get one for the town. So Ray said, well, it says town of Hubbardston, yeah, but if you read down through the application, it's fire
It
department.
says fire department.
Yeah,
I don't see why you
so
can't
we're
fall
still
under
waiting
that.
on the SAM. Maybe next year.
Maybe.
How about you come sit in my office when I get back and we'll do it. We'll finish it up. I can't do a lot of it because I need Mary. I need her final
Yeah.
sign off. And
Okay.
forging signatures are looked down upon.
I have a
Yes.
digital version of Mary's signature.
We don't do that.
Okay, I'm sure do you get alerts on your phone? Cause all I've been seeing is every day, 3 times a day, alerts about brush fires in the area.
You've had a lot of
Chickadee's
them.
on fire right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Chickadee's on fire right now.
Oh gee.
Yeah.
Right, so
Burning
that may
bright.
be Bob White, Bob's not coming.
He's probably down there.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of brush fires. Pretty
Right.
much anybody that starts a fire is turning into a large brush fire, so.
Well, that's what we talked about
But that's
in
chicken
certain
fight.
meetings. We, one of the
Put
things
it
that
down
we
and I won't cry about it. Sorry, I'm a mess.
one of the things that we said in the certain meetings is that forest fires, brush fires, they should be at the top of the list as a hazard. But then when we did the hazard thing, it didn't come out that way. It came down like number 3, 4.
Well, we don't typically
I need your help.
have
Try.
really, really dry climate like we've had, you know? So that's made a big difference in,
I gotta get home.
you know,
That's
it's,
my problem.
we're almost like experiencing brush fires like they are out west.
Yeah.
You know, they're not
Every
as,
day.
they're not as high, like, you know, not major flames showing, but I mean, it's burning a lot of area. You know, and it's in areas that it's hard to get to, so.
Yeah.
Grab that one.
Okay.
Can I carry the heavier one?
No,
All I
grab
need
that
is
one.
Or both of them?
trains to come
Grab
through
that one.
by my house and
I
stick
know,
the woods
start
on in the
throwing
back.
sparks everywhere. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and then that happens.
It's already
But
happened
it's-
once.
It is pretty dry, so it definitely could happen.
Yeah.
But
Well, the day it did happen, Gardner came over to assist, and they parked the truck on the track,
mhm.
and then the train came around the bend.
But not too fast.
They failed to tell the engineer that it was a brush fire.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, kinda. It hit the truck, $3,000 worth of damage.
When was that?
Shortly after we moved, I got pictures of it, so that would have been around 1990.
Only $3,000 worth of damage. That's not too bad
No.
for a
The-
train hitting a
The
vehicle.
train was like all the way to the very end, and then bumped it. And you should have seen all the firefighters. So, it was fun to watch. I offered the train engineer a cup of coffee. So that's good. Got San Antonio. Login changes. Web EOC. Do you log into the Web EOC at all?
I don't know.
Okay. They're changing up their login. They're going, I haven't really looked at it. They just put it up and they just started it within the last month. So the whole login system is everybody's going to that 2-step login.
Yep.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing. So I'll have more information once I get into it and see how frustrating it is. And that's pretty much on announcements. So what I would like, I'm glad you're here. We have that opportunity to renovate that building down the street. And I've been told by Nate that we will have an EOC, or the ability to have an EOC.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is that we'll probably a combination conference room for training
I would think so, yeah.
and then an EOC.
Mm-hmm.
So we could put up like for the trainings for police or fire or emergency management, we can put up, you know, the big screens, 2 or 3 of them.
There's
and
quite a bit of
maps
room
and-
over there, so we should be able to, I would think it would be
Yeah.
easy enough for them to do.
Yeah, we take a trip down to Leominster, take a look at their EOC.
Are there grants for that?
I'm going to squish whatever I can into the PG. That will allow me to do that. I will try and find other places that
Mhm.
hopefully I'll talk to Ray and keep trying to find.
Yeah, I think the more we can get,
The more we can
like
get.
grants or anything like that,
Mhm.
the easier it'll be to set up a space for, you know, for an EOC over there.
Right. And I think we could easily have 2 or 3 screens like that.
Yeah.
You know, so, and maps, we could get some maps that are laminated, you know, and white, and, one of the things Tina suggested was having one wall painted as a whiteboard.
It's a good idea.
So you can do everything, that way you got a wide space for notes and,
Yeah, we should get some sort of a large scale map that can be drawn on or with dry erase or something like
Right.
that, so that you can, you know,
With all the little
pinpoint any
streets,
disasters or
yeah.
anything that are going on. I mean, if we had another major thing like the ice storm, then
Mhm.
we could keep track of what's going on in all
Yeah.
the different parts of the town.
yeah.
I think
And I
that's
totally-
that's one of the
I totally
biggest.
agree. Yeah. So, well, that's gonna take a little bit of time to get the map, but,
Yep.
I've been told the Montechusett Regional might be a good start. But then we'll probably have to get a printer, printing company to do it up.
Yeah, a large map like that would definitely have to be.
So it's clear and concise with all the streets.
I'm sure it won't be, you know, super cheap, but like I said, if we could get grants or something for that,
Yeah.
that would be good.
Well, the lucky thing is that EMPG actually will cater to that. So if we wanted to start working on our wish list as of next year, we could. I ordered computers this year and a few other things, but you know, we can put televisions on it, we can put the maps on it, and it'll go right through. So we'll use our 2,700 as much as we can. So think about what you would like to see in an operations center.
Tables, chairs,
Yeah. Yeah.
communication boards, systems.
Communication board, yes, we definitely need that. One of the other things that we need to think about for the future too is having some, pre-messages that are all packed up and ready to go. All you have to do is plug in the name of the street or whatever. Otherwise, we're gonna be having people scrambling at some desk in the corner trying to create a message.
Right.
So, the other thing that we need to think about too is who's gonna be the information officer. Does anybody wanna volunteer for that? It requires some extra training, so that's why I bring it up. I'm not very good in front of the mic.
I mean, it should likely be somebody like town administrator or something like that.
Yeah, but it's gonna require some, it's always good to have 2, maybe even 3 people trained in how to do it.
Yeah.
There is a great little, on the CDC site, there is a great little thing, I've mentioned this at CERT, there's a great little thing called CERC, C-E-R-C, and they have it all broken down as to how to put the message together, and it's very well done. So if you just follow that little checklist, you'll hit all the major points.
Right, yep.
So I should probably bring in something like that, explain it all to everybody when everybody's here.
Yep, that would be a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, any other wish lists?
How about a generator? I think you might have already had that on the list somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to. So, that's for the shelter.
I just volunteered you for all kinds of stuff because you weren't here.
Yes. Yes,
You're
that's
the
right.
new information officer.
I was the old information officer.
Well, we said we
Calling
need.
you old.
Probably, I can't find.
I am the
why is
town's
it all
public information
blue like
officer.
that?
Right.
And then it's kind of like with the
Thank you.
Freedom Records information, how there's a main one and then there's sub ones.
Yeah.
It's the same way. But we are writing a communications plan, so you'll hear about that as soon as I master being a landlord.
Okay. All right, so I have whiteboard, CERT training.
Who is doing the CERT training? I keep getting emails like congratulating me on my advancement in CERT, and I am not advancing in CERT. So whoever's doing it, I appreciate it
I
because
think you're talking about two different things. She's talking about CERC.
Which is a
CERT.
communications.
Someone, I think it's
checklist. And
He's talking about CERT.
CERT.
yeah, I think it's Dixon. What's her first name?
Tina.
I think it's Tina doing trainings, and then they're coming to me.
They
So
should be coming to me.
yeah,
Okay,
we can set that up.
forward them.
I deleted most of them,
Okay.
but I'll find them
Okay.
because we work in the public space, so we can't delete anything.
Right.
It's not really deleted; it's just not in my inbox.
Yeah.
It's in the deleted folder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just doing a wish list for the EOC conference room, training room for the police, fire, and emergency management. So we're doing a wish list, and we want TV screens.
That's
We
huge.
want one wall painted as a whiteboard. And you can do that. They've got special paint out there, and make a whiteboard. And then the CERT training is communication training, messaging, putting a message together. So it's hit all the points. What else did we say?
Generator?
Generate, well, that will probably be in your plans
The
for the
generator
renovation.
is in the capital plan.
Okay.
However,
No.
if we could get a
In-
grant for it through the emergency management or something
So
like that,
that's
it
the
would
goal.
be a good
There's
idea.
there's two generators we're talking about. One is for the renovated building.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be part of your plans.
So you wouldn't need one, we wouldn't need one for the EOC though, if the EOC is gonna be there. If
Right,
that
right.
building
We
is
do
on a
need one
large
for over
generator.
there.
But this
still,
one
and
over
that's what
here
he's talking about.
is-
Because being able to utilize that as a
Shelter.
shelter
needs a
would be
generator
big.
that'll run the entire building.
It's 40 kilowatts. And when I talked to folks who
Yeah, that's
do this
great.
stuff as a living, they told me that we needed 60 to 80. 60 would be minimum. 80 is better.
Mhm.
So we need an 80 kilowatt generator.
Yeah, because it's gonna be on the capital improvement plan, but it's gonna be one of those things that is on the capital improvement plan because we're applying for grants.
Right.
So
Yeah. So, and we
Because
were
it'll-
gonna look at the brick grant.
we
grant,
should
but-
look at the brick grant. And I think Tina went to the same training as I did.
Okay.
So
Sorry, I'll turn my
So we need two generators.
One for the building.
One for the
one
EOC and one for the shelter.
Right.
So.
by the time we get to it, we'll probably need one here too. So we'll just call it 3. And
Well, they got one.
That one
that's a
is-
real nice
That one
generator.
has been on its last leg for the last 20 years.
Yes. Well, it blew up in 2008, so
Hmm.
Almost 20 years.
right in the middle of the storm, boom, it went up. So all the communications went down. So that was interesting. Alright, I'm still working on looking at, I have American Red Cross and I have like 3 or 4 guides on how to set up a shelter. So the question is, do I just pick one or do I re-adopt it
Yes.
without, or do I try
Be
to
right
pick
with
the
you, okay?
best?
I
You
would,
can review them and then pick the best,
Okay.
but, or you can pretty much work with any one of them and customize it perhaps.
Mhm.
Alright, that makes life simpler.
Someone's already done the work, I would copy
Yes.
as much of it
Why
as we
do it
can.
again, yeah.
I know,
Okay.
it's because we're rushing.
I mean, actually, American Red Cross seems to be about the best. It's
Yeah.
detailed. Problem is, they're always thinking
Large scale.
large scale. And
Yeah.
their thought process never goes to the small scale.
No.
I'll look again and see if I can pick that.
What is it called?
Alright, so we need a leadership meeting I need to schedule for CERT. So, get an idea when, sometime the next couple weeks.
Sure.
We talked about CERC, new update, nope, and CERT class in January. I was thinking about putting out a CERT class in January. So, the question is where, and scheduling around all the different meetings that are going on and everything.
Mhm.
So, the last time we had a CERT class was way back in 2006. So, we held it on Saturday mornings. We could do it virtually, for some of the classes.
You might get more participation if you can do some of it virtually.
If I can do what?
If you can do some of it virtually,
Yeah.
you might get more participation. So you might wanna look into doing that.
Some of it we can't. do,
Right.
Like the fire, suppressing fires and, doing cribbing, things like that, we can't do that. Or first aid would have to be a on-person class,
Yep.
so we can wrap each other up and
Maybe the
carry
fire,
them around the
I'm sure the
building.
fire department can help you with the first aid stuff.
Yeah. Okay, and so the CPR,
Yep.
yeah, they can do that. I gave my certificate up.
And he's either really committed to the bit about not wanting to be here or on a call, because he flew by with his,
Oh,
alarms
he's on a call.
Yeah.
He's on a call, yeah, I don't think he's faking it.
So much
That's
so.
some dedication.
Yeah, so much
Yeah.
so that he turned on while driving by town hall.
I usually corner him down at the fire station.
That's
on
a good way to
regular
do it.
basis, yeah. I just walk in and say, hello, how are you? So that's all I have. It was just a bunch of announcements and just kind of looking down the future and seeing what we need to think about for the future and maybe start looking at actually pulling stuff together for the EOC. We do have a little bit of storage room in the emergency management trailer, right? Not
We're
much.
looking at better management of the trailer as well.
There's a chance we move the trailer. But let's, cause Travis had requested that we consider moving the trailer to 48 Gardner Road because it's an emergency management trailer and that's where the emergency departments will be eventually.
That would
So
be
both
good.
trailers?
Well, the fire department's right there, so it's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Could probably go in that back
That's what he's
parking
thinking
lot
too.
area.
Yeah.
And I
There's
didn't
3
think it was a
trailers down
bad
there. One
idea.
was police.
We don't have a trailer anymore.
Oh, okay. And then
We
the
gave it up.
he gave it up.
Katie has a trailer, Kathy and the Board of Health have a trailer.
That's
That's
in with
kinda
the
shared with
emergency
CERT.
Oh,
management.
okay.
Mhm.
Claudia has a
Shared.
trailer,
Claudia has a trailer?
and then the town proper has a trailer that I keep saying I'm gonna go through and have not yet.
Where does Claudia have a trailer?
She bought
Storage.
it with ARPA funds 6 months ago.
Okay. Well, the 3 trailers that were down there used to be fire, police, and
Yeah, ours had an
emergency
ATV in it, but we got rid of the ATV and we didn't need the trailer, so I think Travis uses it for something. It was repurposed.
was repurposed.
So perhaps when relocating it and after, we were talking about putting better shelving storage
Yeah.
for and distinguishing. A lot of Board of Health and CERT can be shared.
So let's have that conversation, and then when we're nearing action time,
Yep.
we'll talk about that.
That should
So
make
that-
happen, yep.
So that we don't have to do a bunch of different things at different times.
Okay. The only other thing that I had was from Travis, I wanted him to put some shelves up in my corner office.
I'm sure he'll do that.
Why would you put shelves up in your corner office when it's not going to be your office in 2 months? Let's talk about that later.
Yeah, let's talk about that now.
Not, no.
Why? Okay. All right, then I won't put it up, but right now I have a lot of, cause I don't believe in keeping
If
town
you-
stuff or church stuff or anything like that. If it doesn't belong in my house, it belongs where it belongs, you know? So I don't keep a lot of, I think I have one bucket in the house that has some certain stuff in it, but that's pretty much it. Everything is
So,
been pulled out.
Madam Chair, seeing as that's not a emergency committee item, call this meeting to adjournment and then we can talk about it, cause it wouldn't be breaking any rules. And we all wouldn't be on the public record.
Okay. All right, so that would be, all right, we'll get that started. Anything else, any other ideas? I just wanted to have this meeting
I
to
think
keep
we have some,
everybody together.
I think we have some good ideas on there
Yeah.
so far. A good starting point.
Right. Yeah, and that's really why I wanted the meeting, just to keep the momentum going and think in the forward manner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
So motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right.
All right, thank you.
You're gonna give us a date in February or something?
Yeah, you wanna do
Are we